Johnny's Jaunt, 1961. This year, Johnny Morris performed an Arctic circle in search of the midnight sun, and we come now to Johnny's second account, which takes him through Sweden.
The tourist is a pretty restless bird, and the more he tours, the more restless he becomes. We don't really want to leave Denmark after only a few days, but it's almost impossible to resist the pull of another strange country on the other side of the water. Just over there, Sweden, then Finland, then Russia. Come on. Not only that, you seem to get in full flight with the other tourists. There's a terrible muddled migration going on all over Europe. We're like a flock of unsatisfied, demented birds, fluttering around the capitals of Europe, never roosting properly, sleeping on the wing. Well, you must see as much as the other birds say other birds have seen.
Yeah, well, I met a guy yesterday who'd come from Florida to New York, and then New York to Southampton. Then from Southampton, he went to London, Paris, Brussels, Amsterdam, and then over to Copenhagen. Then from Copenhagen...
Yeah. This morning, I am speaking with a man what is coming from Hamburg and taking the vessel... This is right, vessel, yeah? Yeah. Taking the vessel and coming to Plymouth. From Plymouth, he is coming to Wales. Oh, to Wales? No. To Wales. By Bath. Ah, by bus. To Wales by bus. No. To Wales by Bath. There is a big cathedral both together. Bath and Wales. Bath and Wales. Ah, yes. It's so difficult. No. Then is he coming to Wimbledon? Wimbledon, yes. It's wonderful. We collect pennants for our motor cars to show where we've been. Our suitcases get battered red and blue with hotel stickers. We don't remember much about what we've seen or where we've been, but by jingo, we've got the evidence. And now we're heading for Sweden on a ferry boat. Scandinavian ferries are very fast and very efficient. We go into the ship's restaurant. There's a flimsy menu on each plate. Now, Scandinavian eating can be very complicated. They specialize in open sandwiches. You never get a closed, restrictive sandwich in Scandinavia. They're all open and above bread. Give a Scandinavian a closed sandwich and he'd faint with claustrophobia. And there are an enormous number of permutations that you can have with a simple thing like an open herring, onion, tomato, and bread sandwich. You can have herring, onion, tomato, and white bread, herring, onion, tomato, and rye bread, herring, onion, tomato, and caraway seed bread, then herring, onion, no tomato, and white bread. You can even pull a fast one and have no herring, no tomato, just onion on caraway seed bread. Mind you, it's ghastly, but you can have it. So the menu is long, complicated, and comprehensive. And you just tick off what you want. It's like filling up a form. A waiter collects the form. The food's brought to you. You eat it. It's quite good. We're at the other end. Within 4 minutes of docking, the ship lies empty at the quayside, as though it's been hanging about there for a week. Very efficient, that. Yes. Now, which side of the road should we be driving? Well, it's the same as Denmark, on the right. No, it's the left. What's the right? Well, look, let's stop and find out. It's quite important. Now, here's a car. He's slap in the middle of the road. Now, here are two cars coming the same way. One on the right, one on the left. Of course, it's a one-way street. Well, now what? Well, there's a policeman. You can't very well get out of a motor car and go and say to a policeman, I say, old man, by the way, which sort of side of the road do you drive here, mostly? Here we are, look. Ah, the good old pamphlet. What's it say? Great Britain and Sweden are the only countries in Europe where motor cars drive on the left-hand side of the road. Ah, good. Unfortunately, our steering wheel is on the left-hand side. And that's one of the strange things about Sweden. All the motor cars, even the ones they make themselves, are left-hand drive. It's puzzling because it's not the safest place to put a steering wheel. And the Swedes are very concerned with safety, so we're told. We drive on the English side of the road through the gentle Swedish countryside to Stockholm. Now, it's always a matter of argument when we arrive at a strange city where to stay. The way we go on about it sometimes you'd think there wasn't an hotel worthy of us. So we've come to an agreement. We go to a travel agency and ask them to get us one. It's very simple and it saves a lot of time. But Stockholm is very crowded, it seems. So while the young lady phones round for us, we wander over to the window to watch the passers-by. Now, this is one of the few free entertainments still left in life. Just watching fellow creatures. They're quite interesting, really. Here's a strange walk. He's a depressed character, I should say. Yes. The clerk? No, he looks more to me like a man who works in a cycle shop. Yes, they always look as though they want to be dealing with motor cars, don't they? Of course, he's got his saddle set a bit low. Yes, it makes him look miserable. Yeah. You know, I once knew a man who collected bicycles, and he was... Good heavens, do you see this? But of course, we all have. You can't miss it. You don't speculate on its character or occupation, because it's a woman of sensational beauty. Blonde, beautiful hair, blue eyes, deep set in the head, intelligent, a fine chiseled nose, exquisite. And the way she walks, all of one beautiful coordinated piece, with an easy swinging rhythm. It's nonsense it's so perfect. She leaves a sort of vacuum behind her. And yet no one in the street takes the slightest notice of her. And you see why. Scarcely 10 yards away walks another goddess, and another. The whole street is thronging with these dreamlike perfections. It's unbelievable. Any of these girls could be Miss Universe, Miss World, or Miss Outer Space. We watch steadily for about a quarter of an hour. Well, what do you think of that, then? Quiet. Yeah, shut up. Shh. We go on watching. And gradually, you begin noticing other things about them. They're all carrying shopping baskets. They're housewives and office girls doing their lunchtime shopping. This blonde green here has just bought a pot scourer, a cabbage, and some cup hooks for the dresser. Oh, it isn't right, really. It isn't right that men should inflict bondage on creatures like this, making them scrape potatoes and wash pots. Yet I don't know. There's something slightly peculiar about them. You feel that at any time they're going to be whisked away to the strange spirit world of the mountain mist, where the wind whistles through holes in the ice, calling them. That's what it is. They've all heard something. They've all heard something that we haven't heard, can't hear. Like one of those dog whistles that sends out on a very high frequency, somewhere beyond here. Have you ever seen a dog called by one of these whistles? His ears go up and then flat to his head. His eyes become suddenly glazed and sightless, and he turns and obeys the Svengali call. Greta Garbo was famous for her dog whistle look. Oh, she used to hear it, and she became famous for it. You remember the sort of scene. She's married to a bit of a swine, George. She also has a lover, Henry. She believes that George knows nothing about Henry, until one day she's leaving the house when George meets her in the hallway. Hello, my dear. Are you going out? Yes, I am. Oh? Where are you going, my dear? Just to do some shopping. Oh, yes. With Henry? Then she'd get the dog whistle look. Everything would happen to her face at once, as though some terrible invisible hand had grabbed her hair at the back and twisted it, drawing everything tighter and tighter. Very good. It's a look of controlled terror, mystery, drama, and sensitivity. Excuse me, but I've managed to get you 2 rooms. Of course, if you hear the dog whistle a lot, then you become set. Excuse me, but I've managed to get you 2 rooms. Your face takes on this peculiar deep freeze look. Excuse me, but I've managed to get you 2 rooms. What's that? What's that? Rooms? I heard the whistle then. Rooms? Oh, good. Where? Well, it's not a normal hotel. Oh? What goes on there? Oh, no, you see, it's really a student's hostel. But in the summer it's run as an hotel for visitors. Good. We'll try it. And we drive through Stockholm. Now, Stockholm, like Copenhagen, is a sort of floating city. The water laps round everywhere. A salty breeze ripples along the waterfront and gives the whole place a lift of energy, a touch of purpose. It's an attractive, stimulating city, but without a doubt it's one of the most difficult and bewildering cities to drive in. Well, it's built on several large islands, and you can never seem to get on the island you want. Look, that's the island we want, and we've missed it. Oh, well, we'll have to go right round again. It was then that we came to the Slussen. The Slussen merely means a sluice gate. It's the point in Stockholm where the fresh water of the lakes meets the salt water of the sea. A significant meeting point, no doubt, and the Stockholmers have made the most of it. It's fascinating because I've seen this sort of thing before in the toy shops at Christmas. A gigantic working model railway display, except that it's for motor cars, ships, and railways. A wonderful layout of flyovers, fly-unders, high-level railways, low-level railways, canals, ships, bridges, turntables, clover leaves, aspidistras. It's terrific. The sort of thing you could play with for hours, but you just don't want to get involved with at all. But somehow you can't avoid it. We're getting drawn into the vortex of the Slussen. Go left, go left. Right, right, right. Go back, go back. I can't. We're slipping into the Slussen. It's like being on the figure eight. We go around the lot, nearly get on the railway lines twice, narrowly miss a large cargo ship, and badly frighten a tram driver. But we came through. Well, the trouble is we've come out of the wrong hole. We should be right over there. Right, let's try again. It's like the second ride on the figure eight. It's never quite as exciting. We do rather well, but we come out almost exactly where we went in. Funny, eh? Right, try again. We get right in the centre of the Slussen when our proud English hired motor car goes and stops. It's unbelievable. It just stops. We're not out of petrol. And it's a brand new car. The traffic's piling up behind us, something awful. We get out and look under the bonnet. We don't know what to do, but at least we can look as though we know and keep calm. Hum a bit. Now let's have a look at the engine. Nothing seems wrong with it to me. All the nuts and bolts are in position. I know, but what the devil is it? Don't ask me. Have you seen what's going on behind us? Oh, gosh. We've stopped right on the valve of the heart of Sweden. We've started a terrible traffic thrombosis. And the awful thing is we can see it all, curling around and around below us, back to the traffic lights about 2 miles away. And that's blocked the crossroads, and started a block on the other side of the road, working back towards us, like truck shunting. And now the Slussen is entirely sluiced up. Still, the trains are still running. Oh, a couple of coppers. Well, we don't know. It's all just went... No, you see, it's the petrol. It's somewhere down there, yes. You see what I mean? Oh, well, yes. We never thought of that. They just start pushing the car, and we help them. It's uphill, round a bend. We come to a bit of a pavement, and we bounce the car on it, out of the way, and that's that. The police just walk away, and we're left alone. And gradually, the Slussen pulses back to life again, like a massaged heart revived. The traffic grinds past us, and the driver of every car pauses and glares at us. We feel terribly ashamed to start with, as each accusing face stares and then mentally throws a rotten tomato at us. Sorry, there's petrol trouble, yeah. It was going like a bird. Suddenly... No, sorry, petrol. Suddenly... And then a little van from a garage comes along with a hook on a rope, and he tows us out of the Slussen and to our hotel. It's just 7:30. It's quite a nice hotel, but after our experience on the Slussen, we feel rather like a drink of some sort. We know very well what sort. Excuse me, but do you think we might have 4 gins and something? I'm sorry, sir. That's always a depressing noise. It not only means they haven't got it, but that you can't get it. Difficult to get? To drink in Sweden for you is hard. So it is. Is it? But I saw places in the city with bar written up on them. Yes, but they are only selling cakes and milk and things. So it is. Is it? But I also saw a lot of people staggering all over the pavements. Now, don't tell me they've all got one leg shorter than the other. No, sir. They had been to a Systembolaget. The Systembolaget? The Systembolaget. So it is. What it is? Well, sir, I can see it's very painful for him. Look, don't hurry. Take your time. Well, sir, why it is, I don't know. So it is. So it is. It takes a long time to get a clear picture of the fascinating Swedish drink laws. The English ones, by comparison, seem rather like a perpetual New Year's Eve. It boils down to this. There are no pubs or bars. Generally, if you want a drink, the only place you can get one is a restaurant. So you've got to eat too. Some restaurants are licensed to sell beer, some to sell wine and beer, and some, and this is rather unfair because it always seems to be the most exclusive and expensive ones, some are licensed to sell beer, wine, and spirits. So the only way you can get a drink and not be forced to eat as well is to buy a bottle at the Systembolaget. The Systembolaget is a gigantic off-license and it's government controlled. There aren't many about because we went out looking for one. I don't know why, but we've suddenly become obsessed with drink. Yes, that's the King's Palace over the water there. Quite nice. Now, where's the Systembolaget? Yes, that's the town hall along there. That's nice too. Now, where's the Systembolaget? What's that? There's a queue over there. Yes, it's written up over the door. Systembolaget. Good. Now, no need to run. We join the queue outside and slowly shuffle in. Queuing for anything is bad enough, but queuing for booze is really rather awful. You begin to feel like a dipsomaniac. Feel like one? There's no doubt about it. You are one. Otherwise you wouldn't be doing this. The queue moves into the Bolaget systematically. I think I can hear the dog whistles again. And then fans out into 4 separate queues leading to a severe counter. It's like a big city post office on Christmas Eve. 6 girls behind the counter, flat out, flogging the grog as hard as they can go. Still, it's nice to be together with all the other thousands of dipsomaniacs. As you scuff up for your drug, you can look around and be comforted. Well, he drinks, and she drinks, and he drinks, and she drinks. Oh, and she drinks. Oh, pity. Lovely girl, too. Well, you can't help thinking like that. It's suddenly become a wicked thing to do. Hundreds and thousands of us, all steeped in sin. Poor, depraved, weak creatures lining up for mother's ruin. I don't know. I've got a bit of a twitch starting. By that man next to me. He's well on the way, I think. If only I could get rid of the craving. Gosh, I've got to have it. I've got to have it. I can't go on. I can't go on. I've got to have it. Have what, sir? Oh, a bottle of gin, please. Gin, please. Gin, please. Can I have it? I can. Oh, yes. There's money. Plenty of money. Thank you. Don't tell any. No. Wait, yeah. Shh, I've got it. Come on. We scuttle out like 4 little boys robbing an orchard and smuggle it into our hotel. Don't let the porter see it. Quick, upstairs. Oh, we've got nothing to drink with it. And only 2 tooth glasses between 4. Come on, hurry up, it's my turn. Oh, wait a minute, I haven't had it long. Yes, you have, you're spinning it out. I'm not. Yes, you are. But of course, we soon come to our senses. It's just the shock of running into a new set of rigid rules. You soon find out how to get around them, and life becomes easy and pleasant once again. And so we drive out of Stockholm to the north towards Dalarna. It's midsummer. In Dalarna, they celebrate midsummer, so we're told, with a good deal of gusto and a fair bit of trimming. It's well worth seeing. The drive through Sweden to Dalarna is very beautiful. It's not a bit as I'd imagined. Well, I'd always thought of Sweden as a mountainous, turbulent landscape, with crashing torrents, tremendous valleys, and frozen violence. But it isn't. At least, in the south it isn't. It's calm and pale green. Soft wooded hills rolling back from clear, innocent lakes, full of distilled water. Look, you can see the complacent trout, deep down, fat and cool. This is the place for lazing and fishing. We find a very attractive log cabin hotel on the lakeside. If only it was a few degrees warmer and a couple of depressions drier, it would be an ideal fairy tale spot. Because everyone tries so hard to make it a lovely Swedish midsummer festival. The serving maids wear traditional national costumes. The hotel is furnished and hung with national traditional trappings. And the dining room is stuffed to bust with smorgasbord. Smorgasbord is generally served only at holiday times nowadays. Well, it's a very complicated but fascinating way of eating. They set out an enormous table with perhaps 50 or 60 dishes, a tremendous hors d'oeuvre. You take a big plate and help yourself. A dib of this and a dab of that. You feel like a disgusting, overblown bumblebee in a paradise garden. A little trout, pickled herring, salmon, anchovy, potato salad. What's that? I don't know, but it's marvelous. You collect the plateful, take it back to your hive in the corner, eat it in a trance of flavors, then take another plate and have a go at the meat section. Smoked ham, pork, salami, smoked reindeer, reindeer, and so on into the night. Except that there isn't much night. There's a national traditional bird right outside my window. He sits in a dripping wet silver birch tree and sings to the tumbling clouds. But it's rotten for him, really. Well, it's dark for only about 1 hour here. Imagine him. 10:30. Blimey, when's the sun going down? 11:30. Oh, God. I've got to keep on with the sun still there. Oh, thank goodness. 12:10. It's gone now. I can go to sleep. But he only gets a dozy hour because very soon the sun starts coming back up again. Hey? What's that? 1:05? Oh, no. Oh, God. Oh, I feel like having one in. Oh, God, this is killing me. Oh, dear. But he struggles on bravely through the day, and by the afternoon he's... It's Midsummer Eve. Time to hoist the maypole. Maypoles are all the go in Scandinavia on Midsummer's Eve. Now, the Scandinavian maypole is not much like the ones we used to clump around at school. It is a pole, yes, but what a pole. It's a walloping great maypole, decorated with twined evergreen, and it takes a lot of men a long time to get it vertical and bolted to a stiff retaining post. Here they come, all dressed in elegant traditional costumes, playing fiddles. The bird in the tree loves it. Now they're getting the pole up. They lift it and wedge it on tripods, bit by bit. Every time they lift, the crowd cheers, and the bird sings. Ooh, 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 hooray! And a great cheer goes up when the pole is finally upright. They've got the bolt through, but the nut won't go on. The threads are damaged. Well, they obviously get this trouble every year because one of the gentlemen in traditional costume produces a traditional oil can, a large one, the sort that engine drivers use. He oils the bolt, but still the nut won't go on. This is awful. They have a traditional meeting. The crowd's getting restless. And then another traditional chap turns up with a whopping great hacksaw. He's going to saw the damaged threads off. Takes quite a long time. It could be turned into a nice folk dance with lots of action. Our next dance is called the sawing of the maple bolt off. It's starting to rain again, but it doesn't matter. It's done. On with the nuts. Let the dancing commence. No, wait. Just for a slice of poem. The morning in the curly there, the pearly there, the pearly there, and more the pearly border, the cheer about her, hip hip, hooray! Hip hip, hooray! And we all join hands and thunder around the maypole, one ring one way, one ring the other. It's childish, but very exciting, rushing round the maypole that's put up to celebrate the coming of the light. Everybody loves it, except the bird in the tree. He's still on that night. Oh my God! 11:30. Oh God. You know, if we all bought fishing rods, we could have a lovely time here. Yes, but we must press on. We can't stay. The tourist is a very restless bird. A very restless bird.
That was Johnny Morris.